In this video, we pay tribute to the legendary wrestlers we've lost in recent years, celebrating their immense impact on the wrestling world. We also bring you heartfelt updates about Dominik Mysterio, whose recent news has deeply moved fans everywhere. Join us as we honor their remarkable lives and lasting legacies. Don't forget to subscribe and help keep their inspiring stories alive for future generations. Born Eldridge Wayne Coleman on June 7, 1943, in Phoenix, Arizona, superstar Billy Graham was a trailblazing professional wrestler and bodybuilder who redefined charisma and showmanship in the wrestling world. Before stepping into the ring, he found success as a bodybuilder, training with legends like Arnold Schwarzenegger, his chiseled physique making him a natural fit for the squared circle. Debuting in 1969, Graham adopted the flamboyant superstar persona, a name inspired by evangelist Billy Graham. With his tie-dye outfits, bleached blonde hair, and over-the-top promos filled with rhymes and bravado, he revolutionized how wrestlers presented themselves. His unique blend of flair and power made him a standout in an era dominated by more traditional straight-laced grapplers. In 1977, Graham defeated Bruno Sammartino to capture the WWE, then WWF Heavyweight Championship. This win was groundbreaking, not only for dethroning one of wrestling's biggest icons, but also for being one of the first villains to hold the title for a significant reign, nearly 10 months. His influence was profound, inspiring future legends like Hulk Hogan, Jesse Ventura, and Ric Flair. They adopted aspects of Graham's promo style, fashion, and persona, proving his impact was generational. Despite his contributions, Graham's career was hampered by injuries and health issues, many linked to steroid use, something he later condemned publicly. Post-retirement, he battled serious health problems but remained outspoken about the business he helped shape. In 2004, he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, cementing his legacy as a transformative figure in wrestling history. Billy Graham. Though gone, his larger-than-life presence and influence endure in the fabric of professional wrestling. Jerry Jarrett, born on September 4, 1942, in Nashville, Tennessee, was a trailblazing figure in professional wrestling, known for his visionary work as a promoter, booker, and creative force. While he began his wrestling career in the early 1960s as an in-ring competitor, Jarrett's lasting impact came from behind the scenes, where his innovative ideas helped transform the industry. In 1977, Jarrett co-founded the Memphis wrestling promotion alongside wrestling icon Jerry the King Lawler. Together, they turned the regional territory into one of the hottest wrestling markets in the United States. Their collaboration brought unforgettable storylines, colorful characters, and dramatic angles that helped define Southern wrestling for decades. Jarrett's booking style emphasized emotional storytelling, realism, and long-term character development, elements that would influence countless promotions that followed. Jarrett was instrumental in discovering and nurturing new talent, turning Memphis wrestling into a launchpad for future stars. His keen eye for talent and commitment to storytelling made him a respected figure in wrestling circles. In the early 2000s, Jarrett extended his legacy further by co-founding Total Non-Stop Action Wrestling, TNA, helping to create an alternative to WWE at a time when the industry was lacking major competition. Beyond his business accomplishments, Jarrett was admired for his passion, dedication, and deep understanding of what made wrestling connect with audiences. His influence is still felt today through the wrestlers he mentored and the promotions he helped shape. Jerry Jarrett leaving behind a legacy that is deeply embedded in the fabric of professional wrestling. His contributions as a pioneer, innovator, and mentor have ensured that his impact on the sport will be remembered for generations to come. The Ultimate Warrior, born James Bryan Hellwig on June 16, 1959, in Crawfordsville, Indiana, was one of professional wrestling's most electrifying and controversial figures. Known for his unmatched intensity, colorful face paint, and signature tassels, Warrior burst onto the national scene in the late 1980s with the World Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE. His high-energy entrances, wild promos, and explosive in-ring style quickly made him a fan favorite. Warrior's rise was meteoric. He captured the Intercontinental Championship and reached the pinnacle of his career at WrestleMania 6 in 1990, where he defeated Hulk Hogan to win the WWF World Heavyweight Championship. This landmark victory symbolized a generational shift in WWE, solidifying Warrior as one of the company's top stars. His signature Warrior splash and intense persona became staples of early 90s wrestling. Despite his success, Warrior's career was marked by backstage controversies, sudden departures from WWE, and a long period of estrangement from the company. Yet, his impact remained undeniable. In 2014, he reconciled with WWE and was inducted into the Hall of Fame during WrestleMania weekend. Tragically, just days after his induction and a heartfelt return to WWE programming, Warrior from a heart attack. His shocked the wrestling world, especially his wife Dana and their daughters, who had just celebrated his resurgence. Though his life and career were complex, the Ultimate Warrior's legacy endures. His larger-than-life character helped define an era of wrestling, inspiring countless fans and performers. Remembered for his passion and unique energy, Warrior remains one of the most iconic and impactful figures in WWE history. Scott Hall, born on October 20, 1958, was an iconic American professional wrestler whose influence left a lasting mark on the industry. With a career that spanned over 3 decades, Hall gained prominence in the early 1990s under the ring name Razor Ramon in the World Wrestling Federation, WWF. His portrayal of the cool, street-smart bad guy with a Latino edge captivated fans and became one of the most memorable personas of the era. Hall's charisma and swagger, combined with his devastating finishing move, the Razor's Edge, made him a standout performer. In 1996, Hall made wrestling history when he jumped to World Championship Wrestling, WCW, and, alongside Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan, co-founded the New World Order, NWO. This groundbreaking faction reshaped the wrestling landscape, fueling the fierce Monday Night Wars between WCW and WWF. The NWO's rebellious anti-hero vibe resonated with fans and propelled wrestling into a new era of mainstream popularity, with Hall playing a central role in its success. While Hall's in-ring career was marked by achievements and innovation, his personal life was marred by struggles with substance abuse. These challenges affected both his health and career, but Hall's journey toward recovery was an inspiring story of resilience. With the support of close friends, especially fellow wrestler Diamond Dallas Page, Hall made efforts to reclaim his life and dignity, earning the admiration of fans and peers alike. Scott Hall, due to complications from surgery. Though he is gone, his legacy lives on. He is remembered not only as a trailblazing performer and founding member of the NWO, but also as a man who fought hard for redemption. His influence continues to shape professional wrestling and inspire future generations. Don Bass, born on March 14, 1946, was an American professional wrestler who made a lasting impact on the industry during the 1970s and 1980s. Hailing from the United States, Bass entered the wrestling world in the mid-1960s and quickly stood out thanks to his impressive size and commanding presence. Standing 6 feet 4 inches and weighing around 270 pounds, he became a formidable figure in the ring, known for his powerful in-ring style and technical ability. Bass wrestled for several major promotions, including the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, and the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, WWF, which would later evolve into WWE. Throughout his career, he earned recognition for his mix of brute strength and tactical wrestling, often overwhelming opponents with a hard-hitting, no-nonsense approach. He achieved notable success by capturing numerous regional championships, establishing himself as a standout performer during a golden era of territorial wrestling. In addition to his singles success, Bass was also known for his tag team work and compelling rivalries. His partnerships and feuds helped create memorable moments that resonated with fans and peers alike. Whether portraying a menacing heel or a respected veteran, his charisma and dedication to the craft made him a respected figure in the locker room and a favorite among fans. Despite the physical demands of professional wrestling, Bass remained active in the ring into the early 1990s. His longevity and consistency were a testament to his passion and resilience, Don Bass leaving behind a legacy of toughness, skill, and dedication. His contributions to professional wrestling continue to be remembered, especially by those who witnessed his work during one of the sport's most transformative periods. Don Kernodle, born on September 12, 1954, was a prominent figure in professional wrestling, especially during the 1980s and early 1990s. Best known for his time in the National Wrestling Alliance, NWA, particularly the Mid-Atlantic Territory, Kernodle built a respected legacy through his technical skill, toughness, and deep passion for the sport. Kernodle began his wrestling career in the mid-1970s, quickly earning recognition for his in-ring ability and strong work ethic. He found early success in tag team competition, most notably teaming with the fierce Mad Dog Buzz Sawyer. The duo captured the NWA World Tag Team Championship, a major milestone that established Kernodle as a legitimate force in the tag team division. Throughout the 1980s, Kernodle became a staple of Jim Crockett Promotions, where he competed against some of wrestling's biggest names, including Ric Flair, Ole and Arn Anderson, and Sergeant Slaughter. His feuds often showcased his grit and storytelling, with fans rallying behind his blue-collar, no-nonsense persona. One of his most memorable moments came during Starrcade, the NWA's premier annual event, where his performances further solidified his reputation. While Kernodle also had success as a singles competitor, it was his versatility and commitment to the craft that stood out. His ability to play both a patriotic babyface and a believable heel made him a valuable talent in any storyline. Kernodle retired from active competition in the early 1990s, but remained closely connected to wrestling. He contributed as a coach and mentor, helping guide younger talent and sharing his knowledge of the business. His influence extended beyond his own career, earning him lasting respect in the wrestling community. Today, Don Kernodle is remembered as a dedicated performer who left an enduring mark on professional wrestling. Peter Maivia, born Fanine Leafi Pita Maivia in Samoa, was a pioneering professional wrestler and a cornerstone of the famed Anoa'i wrestling family. Known as the High Chief, Maivia proudly embraced his Samoan heritage, often showcasing traditional Polynesian tattoos and attire in the ring. His persona, deeply rooted in cultural pride, helped bring greater visibility and respect to Samoan athletes in sports entertainment. Maivia's wrestling career flourished throughout the 1960s and 1970s, earning acclaim across the globe, including stints in New Zealand, Australia, and the United States. He rose to prominence in the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, WWF, now WWE, where he captivated fans with his strength, athleticism, and magnetic charisma. While typically a beloved babyface, Maivia also showcased his range by playing a villain later in his career. Beyond his own in-ring accomplishments, Peter Maivia's most lasting impact lies in the legacy he helped build. As the grandfather of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Maivia laid the foundation for one of wrestling's most iconic figures. He was also a mentor and influence on numerous Samoan wrestlers, including the Wild Samoans Yokozuna and Roman Reigns, helping to shape the Anoa'i family into one of wrestling's most powerful dynasties. Maivia, but his influence endures. His contributions to professional wrestling are celebrated not only through the achievements of his family, but also through the respect he earned during his career. In recognition of his impact, he was posthumously inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame, solidifying his place as a true trailblazer and legend in sports entertainment. Dominik Oscar Gutierrez, known to the WWE Universe as Dominik Mysterio, was born on April 5, 1997 in San Diego, California, into wrestling royalty. As the son of legendary luchador Rey Mysterio, Dominik was seemingly destined for a life in the squared circle. Yet, living in the shadow of a globally revered father came with unique pressures. From childhood appearances to a controversial heel turn, Dominik's journey through WWE has been both turbulent and transformative, signaling the rise of a second-generation star determined to carve his own legacy. The early life and first exposure to WWE. Growing up in the Gutierrez household meant being surrounded by the high-flying spectacle of lucha libre. Dominik was introduced to the world of professional wrestling early, often accompanying his father backstage during WWE tours. These formative years instilled in him not just a fascination with wrestling, but a deep respect for its culture, discipline, and storytelling. Dominik's earliest claim to fame came not as a wrestler, but as a character in one of WWE's most emotional and controversial storylines. In 2005, at just 8 years old, He became a central figure in the heated feud between Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. The rivalry revolved around a dramatic custody battle, with Guerrero claiming to be Dominik's biological father. The saga culminated in a ladder match at SummerSlam 2005, with the custody of Dominik kayfabe hanging in the balance. Though only a child, Dominik handled the spotlight with a poise beyond his years, unwittingly foreshadowing the role he would one day assume in WWE. This storyline, while fictional, made Dominik a familiar face to fans and offered an early glimpse into the drama and performance central to WWE's appeal. More importantly, it planted the seeds of a future wrestling career, albeit one he wouldn't fully commit to until years later. Training the right way, from legacy to legitimacy. Dominik's path to WWE differed from that of many second-generation stars. Rather than debuting on the independent circuit, Dominik was groomed directly within WWE's ecosystem, though not without rigorous training. Recognizing the scrutiny he would face as Rey Mysterio's son, Dominik trained under respected veterans, including Lance Storm, who helped instill the fundamentals of mat wrestling, timing, and psychology. He also spent time with other trusted mentors within WWE's orbit, fine-tuning his technique and style to match the fast-paced, hybrid brand of modern wrestling. His size and agility gave him options beyond the traditional lucha libre style, enabling him to develop a more grounded offense complemented by flashes of aerial athleticism. By 2020, Dominik was ready. WWE wasted no time integrating him into its programming. While some criticized his fast-tracked route to TV, few could deny his work ethic and the enormous spotlight he was stepping into. And debuting on a grand stage, SummerSlam 2020, Dominik's in-ring debut was not a quiet affair. At SummerSlam 2020, he faced none other than Seth Rollins in a street fight, one of WWE's top heels at the time. The match was the culmination of an intense storyline that had seen Rollins brutalize Rey Mysterio, leading to Dominik seeking revenge. Although he lost the bout, Dominik's performance earned widespread praise. He displayed a rare mix of courage and vulnerability, absorbing brutal kendo stick shots and taking bumps that belied his rookie status. Most importantly, he held his own against a world-class opponent, silencing many skeptics in the process. The match established him as more than just Rey's son. It showed that Dominik could wrestle and take punishment with the best of them. Tag Team Gold and father-son history. After his debut, Dominik continued to appear on Raw and SmackDown, often aligning with his father in tag team matches. The chemistry between the two was undeniable, and WWE wisely leaned into the real-life family dynamic. Their biggest moment as a duo came in May 2021 at WrestleMania Backlash, when they captured the SmackDown Tag Team Championships by defeating Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode. In doing so, Rey and Dominik became the first father and son team in WWE history to win Tag Gold, a milestone that added a sentimental highlight to both of their careers. While the reign wasn't lengthy, it served a greater purpose. It legitimized Dominik as a championship-caliber competitor and allowed fans to witness a heartwarming chapter in the Mysterio family's WWE story. Heel turn and Judgment Day, breaking the mold. For much of his early run, Dominik was positioned as a babyface, an underdog following in his father's footsteps. But by 2022, WWE Creative recognized that Dominik's development required a drastic shift. The turn came on September 3, 2022 at Clash at the Castle, when Dominik shocked the WWE Universe by attacking Edge and Rey Mysterio after a tag team match, joining the sinister faction known as the Judgment Day. Led by Finn Balor and Damian Priest and later bolstered by the magnetic Rhea Ripley, the Judgment Day represented a darker, more cerebral kind of villainy. Dominik's alignment with them marked the start of his transformation from a timid rookie into a despised heel. Gone was the wide-eyed kid seeking approval. In his place stood a sneering, arrogant young man fully embracing his lineage. By rejecting it, this heel turn proved to be a turning point. Not only did Dominik develop a more physical, aggressive in-ring style, but he also found his voice as a performer, often leaning into over-the-top promos that drew legitimate heat from live crowds. Dominik's partnership with Rhea Ripley became a key highlight, as Ripley often served as his protector and manipulator. Their chemistry, equal parts comedic and menacing, helped anchor the Judgment Day's weekly segments, elevating both talents in the eyes of fans and management. Championship success in NXT. To further his development and capitalize on his rising popularity as a heel, WWE sent Dominik to NXT in 2023, where he made an immediate impact. On July 18, 2023, he captured the NXT North American Championship by defeating Wes Lee, marking his first singles title in WWE. Dominik's title reign was strategic. It allowed him to be a regular centerpiece of WWE's developmental brand while continuing his main roster appearances with the Judgment Day. As champion, Dominik displayed improved ring psychology and promo delivery, thriving as a cocky villain who often relied on interference to win. He would go on to hold the North American Championship twice, feuding with names like Dragon Lee, Trick Williams, and Mustafa Ali. These programs showcased his versatility and provided valuable experience outside the Raw and SmackDown bubble. More importantly, his time in NXT silenced many of the remaining critics. Dominik wasn't coasting on his family name. He was evolving into a dependable, detestable heel who could carry a division. Injuries and health concerns. With increased exposure and a more demanding schedule came the inevitable wear and tear. Dominik's high-impact wrestling style, which blends aerial maneuvers with stiff strikes, has left him vulnerable to injury. One of the most serious incidents occurred during a televised match against Andrade, where Dominik suffered a hyperextended elbow. Though the injury was legitimate, WWE cleverly integrated it into ongoing storylines, using his absence to build suspense around the Judgment Day's dynamics. Medical evaluations confirmed that the injury would not require surgery, and after several weeks of physical therapy, Dominik returned to action. However, the incident raised questions about the toll wrestling was taking on his body, especially as he remained active on both NXT and the main roster. Rumors have also swirled about lingering knee issues, likely aggravated by the demands of frequent matches and travel. Given the reliance on speed and agility in his moveset, any knee-related concerns could prompt a future style adjustment. There have even been whispers about possible concussion-related symptoms, with fans and insiders pointing to moments where Dominik appeared dazed after hard bumps. While WWE enforces strict concussion protocols, such speculation speaks to the inherent risks of the profession and the precarious nature of Dominik's rising star. Character growth and promo evolution. One of Dominik's most surprising areas of improvement has been his promo work. Initially viewed as wooden and uncertain on the mic, he has since developed a distinct persona as a delusional heel who believes he's tougher and more respected than he actually is. Crowds have responded accordingly. Dominik often elicits some of the loudest boos in the company, a testament to how effectively he plays his role. Whether delivering awkward, tough guy lines or hiding behind Rhea Ripley, his character exudes the kind of smug villainy that audiences love to hate. WWE has leaned into this, giving him prominent roles on Raw, NXT, and premium live events. As he continues to gain confidence, there's a growing belief that Dominik could become one of the company's top villains over the next decade. Future feuds and dream matches. Dominik Mysterio's future in WWE is filled with intriguing possibilities, each capable of taking his career to the next level. A highly anticipated rematch with his father, Rey Mysterio, remains a compelling option. Although the two squared off at WrestleMania 39 in a memorable clash, the emotional depth of their storyline leaves ample room for a continuation or final chapter, possibly at another major event like WrestleMania. Beyond family ties, Dominik could benefit from fresh rivalries, including a potential feud with someone like Sami Zayn. A program with Zayn would not only showcase Dominik's growth in the ring, but also test his storytelling range against a popular, well-respected performer. Another captivating direction could be a gradual babyface turn, leading to a betrayal within the Judgment Day. Such a shift could set up emotionally charged matches against his current allies, particularly Damian Priest or Finn Balor. Alternatively, WWE might double down on Dominik's heat as a top-tier heel. In that case, a run at the Intercontinental Championship, or even a long-term build toward a world title feud, would feel well-earned. His character work has evolved significantly, and with continued growth, he could become one of WWE's most despised and effective villains. There's also untapped potential in a redemption arc. Should WWE choose to explore a storyline where Dominik seeks forgiveness from Rey, it could deliver some of the most emotional and layered storytelling the company has seen in years. At only 28, Dominik has both the time and the platform to craft a unique legacy, one that blends family drama, personal evolution, and championship ambition into a compelling narrative that resonates with fans. The Dominik's legacy. Beyond the Mysterio name. Dominik Mysterio's rise in WWE has been anything but predictable. Initially introduced as the wide-eyed son of the legendary Rey Mysterio, many expected his role to be temporary or symbolic. Instead, Dominik has carved out a space of his own, transforming from an uncertain rookie into one of the most talked-about superstars on the roster. His journey has already included championship gold, a prominent role in the Judgment Day faction, and the distinction of being one of the most loudly booed heels in recent WWE memory. What makes Dominik's evolution so compelling is the speed and depth of his transformation. His heel turn shocked fans, but unlocked a new level of character work, showing off a confidence and edge that few saw coming. He's embraced the hostility, turning crowd jeers into fuel and using every opportunity to develop his persona. His partnership with Rhea Ripley and the rest of Judgment Day has not only elevated his standing, but proven he can thrive in high-stakes storylines. Despite occasional injuries and criticism about his in-ring skills or rapid rise, Dominik continues to improve. His resilience and willingness to grow have silenced many early skeptics. Each match, promo, and segment adds another layer to his character, signaling long-term potential. While his future could see a redemption arc or a return to his roots as a babyface, Dominik has already stepped out from his father's shadow. He's no longer riding on Rey Mysterio's legacy. He's building his own. Flawed yet fearless, hated yet relevant, Dominik Mysterio is fast becoming a defining figure of WWE's new era. His story is still being written, but one thing is certain. Dominik isn't just surviving, he's thriving, and his best chapters are likely still to come.